1 is a couple of days, day after tomorrow, I think. So hurricane season officially starts, and I just want to remind everyone, and I think the reminders are all over the place already. We kind of dreaded this day to come because it reminds us that we are entering the 2018 hurricane season. As government, we cannot emphasize enough for everyone to get as ready as they can be. It is all of us, everybody's in the same boat. We're all going to go through the same anxiety. Will we get hit? Will we not get hit? Hopefully, we will have a drought again, just like we had one from 1995 to basically 2017 of a very serious event, but we can't tell. So I urge you to start making preparations. We can all hope for the best, but we must prepare for the worst. In that, I think there are several items that each and every one of us can do ourselves. We need to start looking around our environment and see where we are. What is the condition of our house? A lot of people still are suffering from the effects of Irma. And while government, NGOs, and everybody else is trying to do all they can with the resources that they are open to and are available to them, it still remains every individual's responsibility to do whatever you can do for yourself. God helps those that help themselves, they say, and we need to take a look around ourselves and our own area, how we can best prepare for whatever may come. Hopefully nothing comes, but fact is that St. Martin is in the hurricane belt. The possibilities of getting hit this year are just as much 50-50 as it is every year. I understand from the weather reports or the people that are in the know, the experts, that they expect somewhere between 5 and 9 hurricanes this year, of which I believe 1 to 4 are expected to become major hurricanes. Where those hurricanes, if they do materialize, hit, where they come ashore, is unknown to us. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's do everything we can in our own ability to be as ready as we can. Take a look at what your house, what your living conditions are all about, how they are today. Identify a safe room in your house where you think you'll be able to end up being safe in case of a hurricane. Make sure you have the appropriate amount of items in the house that you will need to carry you through 3, 4, 5 days after a hurricane: water, canned foods, etc., etc. There's a list that is out there. We will make sure that government also gets that out to the world, because it is extremely important. We can't emphasize enough. We must take care of what we're going to do and find out where we're going to be if such a thing happens again. Unfortunately, it's part of our life, living in the Caribbean. That's one. Secondly, I just want to mention there was an item about the license plates. I want to remind everyone that indeed the time to buy your license plates, the extra time that you have been given, is almost up. By July 1, every car on the road that is registered on the Dutch side must be driving with a new license plate. So be prepared, because now definitely the applicable laws will be applied. So you've had 6 months to get ready. We're able to move the deadline up, and the deadline is now coming to an end. So be prepared. There was a question about the plates that, the previous plate, in other words, the number that you had before. Just like myself, I'm a number freak when it comes to license plates, and the Minister of Tiat had made it very clear that the period of not having to buy the new plate was moved up, was given an exemption for a period of time. But if you wanted your original number, you had to do that by March the 31st. That was very clear in the announcement at the time. So, again, make sure that you get yourself in accordance with the law by July 1st when it comes to driving your vehicles on the road.
Hi, I'm Fernando Clark.
And I'm Sherlyn Clark.
And we invite you to St. Martin's first ever father and son comedy show called It's a Family Affair.
On Sunday, June 3rd, under the tent at Port au Plaisance.
Starting at 7 p.m. sharp.
Gates open at 6 p.m.
Okay, since you feel you're so smart, tell them where they could get tickets and for how much.
Big D Photo Studio on the Pondfield Road, Vandor Bookstores in Simpson Bay and on the ATLH Road, SOS Radio in Marigot, and Arts and Gas Station in Hameau Dupont.
And for how much?
Only $30. So come out on June 3rd under the tent at Port au Plaisance to see me in action.
To see you? No, they're coming to see me.
Okay then, come out to see both of us.
And bring the whole family.
Because it's a family affair.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Tell them, connecting you.
I will first start by stating the absence of the Minister of Justice and Acting Minister of Tiat, Minister Cornelius de Wever. He had to depart because he had a meeting with the Dutch representatives about the prison. Additionally, the absence of the Minister of Vromi. He's attending a funeral of a close family member, so both send their sincere excuses. My notice for today goes as follows. In the next 2 days, on June 1st, the hurricane season will begin. As our annual theme reminds us, it only takes one to have a terrible season. Thus, like the Minister of Finance, I'm calling on the entire community This includes businesses and individual households to make the necessary preparations for this year's hurricane season. I would like to take the opportunity to publicly thank all the ESF coordinators and stakeholders that participated and presented their plans for 2018 at the Disaster Preparedness Conference that was held on Thursday and Friday of last week. The conference was deemed a success as it accomplished the objective of bringing together both its internal and external agencies to have open discussions and presentations that will ultimately lead to improvement and a plan that will be available as a reference manual for the entire community. Following the conference, the focus has now shifted to the completion of the National Disaster Plan for 2018 and the further working out of the preparations plan for each EFSF groups represented in the EOC, which is the Emergency Operations Center. These adjustments are based on the constructive recommendations shared at the two-day disaster conference. Additional to the National Disaster Plan, the community of St. Martin can expect to hear and see regular and consistent communication throughout the hurricane season that will be a result of the communication plan to be executed by the Department of Communication, DCOM. In the next coming days, I will be formally speaking to the nation when I present the annual National Hurricane Season Address on June 1st.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 fun mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of fun miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Tell them. Connecting you.
We are hosting a mediation congress. Actually, this is done with the support from the VNG from Holland. The VNG is an international cooperation agency in association with the different municipalities from the Netherlands, and their aim is really to support and strengthen local governments. As a matter of fact, although St. Martin isn't a member, Aruba is a member, and although St. Martin isn't a member, after Hurricane Irma, they came really with all kinds of offers of support, how to help the country recover from post-Irma, and for that we're very much grateful to them. One of the projects that we're working on as Ministry of VSA in collaboration with the VNG is this week about mediation. Clearly after Hurricane Irma, with less resources, there's clearly a lot of tension in the economy and all different levels of our society. And one way of conflict resolution is through dialogue, through mediation. And the skills that it takes to properly mediate are also skills that are very valuable to the ministry. You know, many of the staff members here that are doing intakes for financial aid, medical aid, whatever type of assistance they can receive via the ministry, you know, they're obviously dealing sometimes with very tense situations, very frustrated people. And so learning skills, how to resolve conflicts, how to mediate those are important skills for the ministry and for the community to have. And so therefore, we've put together this mediation week. We have about 20 to 30 people participating in that. And on this Friday, we have a mediation congress. It's going to be held at the Bel Air. Some of the speakers, I will be one of the speakers, but as well as Mr. Hans Leitens, Ms. Gwen Mosel, she's legal advisor to the Ombudsman, Mrs. Pien Hogenboom from Lime Tree, and Ms. Annette Dreyer from Dreyer Mediation and Conflict Handling, Ms. Bianca Schiepbauer, lawyer and mediation coordinator for the Joint Court of Justice for Aruba, Curacao, St. Martin, and Bonaire, Saba, and Statia, and Mr. Arnaud Krajeveld, former president of the Bar Association of St. Martin, and Ms. Angela Decker as well. She's a registered mediator and consultant for education and social projects. So we have a great lineup of speakers, also lots of opportunities for question and answer sessions. Again, you know, as we look at our community, and clearly we're resource challenged and there's conflicts in the marketplace, and we simply hope that rather than going to court, rather than protracted legal battles, that finding amicable solutions is always in the best interest of all of the players. And so, again, we thank VNG for their support. And if you are interested in attending the Mediation Congress, please contact the ministry. We'll see if they still have space available. Second topic I'd like to touch on. We recently met with representatives from the World Bank, Ms. Carolyn Shelton and Marcelo Bortman. These are project leaders for the project for the St. Martin Hospital Resilience and Preparedness Project. They're in charge of putting together the PAD, what is called a project appraisal document. So every project that is funded via the World Bank has to have this project appraisal document written. So we made a presentation to them. Actually, there were representatives from the tripartite, the Health Tripartite Committee. So that means SZV, government, and the hospital were there. We made an in-depth presentation to them, as well as gave them a tour of the hospital. And I think they certainly, you know, seeing is believing. And I certainly think they see the need for a new hospital, as well as the resilience plan for the current hospital. So they're very, very supportive, and we're very, very happy that they're here to get a first-hand impression and to work on the document. We hope to have that PAD document ready by the end of June, hopefully ready for decision-making by April. In particular, what they're looking at is our request for $25 million for the Resilience and Preparedness Project. This includes the restatement of the additional wing, reinforcing the current building to meet Category 4 wind speeds, upgrade the current facilities because of the delay encountered by Irma, and also because as we're changing our building techniques, we expect that the duration of the construction project to extend a little bit longer. That means the current facility needs to be able to service the community for an additional period of time. And so therefore, we want to upgrade the current facilities to meet health and quality standards, and also infrastructure-wise to make sure that the building can withstand storms as we go forward. And the good thing as well is they certainly share our philosophy that incorporating quality standards and making sure we're working towards international standards is an important part of building back better. It's an important part of resilience. If we want the project to be sustainable, it needs to be economically sustainable. In order for that to happen, it has to happen, the hospital has to be built with international quality standards, both physically as well as the services that we provide. And a brief update, we expect that the engineers that are working on the redesign of the building itself, we hope to have those documents ready to submit to VROMI by the end of July.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Hi, what's up, St. Martin? My name is Rene Leverett, and I play baseball. And I've represented St. Martin in numerous international tournaments and professionally around the world. Sports matters to me because it reveals and develops character. So I challenge the business community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facilities. I also ask the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take the challenge and step up for sports. Because hashtag sports matters, hashtag are you in?
Sherlon, what are you doing?
Oh, just sending my friends a tweet to come to the show to see me.
To see you? They ain't coming to see you, they come to see me. But by the way, what's that tweet?
I'm just sending them a message to come to the show.
It's a family affair, a father and son comedy show featuring the philosopher of humor Fernando Clark and his son, the rising star Sherlon Clark, in the first ever pre-Father's Day comedy show on Sunday, June 3rd, under the tent at the Porta Plaisance, starting at 7 p.m. sharp, gates open at 6 p.m. Tickets are available at the Vandor bookstores in Simpson Bay and at the 80 Illich Road, Big D Photo Studio on the Pondfield Road, and SOS Radio in Marigot for $30. Bring the whole family because it's a family affair.
Daddy, what are you doing?
Sending my friends a tweet too so that they could come to the show.
Daddy, you can't. Just give me their numbers and I'm gonna send them a message, alright?
And tell them bring the daddy and the mommy and grandpa and granny and nenen and godfather. Tell them bring the whole family because it's a family affair.
Alright.
It's a little bit slower than the usual with the health fair because we're further from the main road, I think, but we're doing very well. We tested 61 people till now, so we got a couple of hours to go. We're very happy to be here again, the 10th anniversary of the Lions Fair, so it's going well. We're happy.
I see you got a big crew this time.
We got a lot of people because we thought, again, we have a lot of people that'll come in, but no, we have a lot of volunteers from the medical school again. We have our youth wing here, so yeah, we have a lot of volunteers today.
On salt, the salt was to keep the food back in those days, but there are methods with cooking and soaking that you can remove as much salt as possible. There are enough of us that grew up nowadays, my generation even, that have high blood pressure. We weren't eating that much salted food. So it's not true that it was only that is the cause of the high blood pressure. You're not eating that salted food anymore. You're eating different types of salted food now. It's just it's hidden, it's less obvious, like I explained on the slide. On each packaging, when you buy something in a supermarket, there's a little bar that says nutritional information. And there you look for the word sodium or salt, and then you can see how much sodium or salt is in that food product. So let's say you're going to buy ketchup. You can take ketchup from one brand and ketchup from the other brand and compare. One brand may have less salt than the other brand, for example. So that's how you can compare.
That not taking your high blood pressure affects your heart, and your kidneys also. And also it might be a myth, but growing up as a child, I always used to say, in those days we didn't have fridges and everything had to be salty, And then some people will think, oh, when I was growing up, we ate so much salt, and this is what affecting us now as we get older. And there's another myth also, like, I don't know if you know that when kids used to get nosebleeds, they always used to say, oh, it's so much salt and you have high